Hey everyone, Michael Fanning here, and this is warm-up number 173. And today you can see I'm in a little bit different environment. It's kind of nasty outside, so I decided to shoot the warm-up from inside today. And I'm in my practice studio, which I love it down here. It's got great memories. Anyways, so one of the things that came to mind as we do coaching and we work with individuals, there's different levels of people who have success and people that maybe don't have such great success. And a couple things that we teach and we go through and we coach, I like to call them common sense, right? And we all have common sense. But there's a difference between common sense and common practice. And I think there's a lot of people that have an understanding of what they should do, right? So they have the common sense, but then they don't apply the common practice. And the common sense is great. It's great that you understand it, but doing it is what allows you to propel yourself forward. And so in working with individuals, when we see them having the common sense but not having the common practice, we have to look at why they're not doing things. And there's a great video that I will share in a link today by Brendon Burchard, and he talks about the enemies of success, right? And he boils it down to three enemies. And so I just want you to think, as I bring these up, I want you to think to yourself, are any of these something that maybe that you have going on when you have common sense but you don't have common practice? So let's go through them. So number one is doubt, right? That's the first enemy. And doubt is a difficult one because if you don't believe in yourself, if you doubt yourself, it's hard to move forward. If you doubt the process, it's hard to move forward. If you doubt the individuals that you have to work with in order to move forward, right? It keeps you in place. You can't move forward. So is there anything right now, if you think about something that you have common sense but you don't have common practice, are you doubting it? And much of the time we're doubting ourselves, right? We have self-doubt. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do that. I can't do that. Or we'll make excuses for it as to why we can't do it, right? So we have doubt. So doubt's a tough one. So in order to get over doubt, you got to be real with yourself and you got to say, okay, what right now am I questioning, right? So anything that you question or you put an excuse in front of, your mind is creating doubt. And so you've got to get past that. So you got to eliminate the excuse. You got to change the narrative, right? The next one is delay. And this is probably the one that I see the most. This is the one that shows up most of the time. And delay is we just put things off, right? I love that. What's the saying? I bought a book about procrastination. I just haven't read it yet. And it could be, life gets in the way. We delay things. Our schedules get in the way. We delay things. Netflix get in the way and we delay things. And so I want you to think about that. What are you delaying? What are you just not doing and you keep putting off and you keep putting off and you keep rationalizing it, right? So you say, well, you know what? I didn't do it today, but I'll do it tomorrow. Then tomorrow comes around and you go, well, I'm really busy today. I'll do it the next day. And all of a sudden a week goes by, 2 weeks go by, a month goes by, and we haven't done it. And I was just thinking about some of the things in my life that I've done that with, right? That I've got to get back on focus. So what's the best time to do something? The time is now. My dad was always saying, when's a good time to do it? Now. Basically what he meant was get it done, right? So don't delay. So we have doubt, we have delay, and then the third one is division. And division really boils down to two types of division. There's division where you make excuses for yourself. So you believe that you can't do something, and so what you do is you push everybody else away and you give all the excuses in the world of how you're different than everybody else, right? You had it tougher. It's not as easy for you. Well, it's easy for you, but it's not easy for me. Let me tell you why it's not easy for me. And all of a sudden you create this division. And that's one form of division. The other form of division is when you're better than everybody else. Well, I don't need to do that because I already know it. Well, you know what? I tried that one time and it didn't work for me because I found something better. And when you divide, right? So when you have division being the thing that's getting in the way of common practice, you isolate at the same time. And you either isolate because you say that you're in a worse state than anybody else, or you're better than everybody else. And I got to tell you, it's tough to move forward by yourself. You can't operate successfully in a vacuum. And so division is very evasive. And so you want to think about that. And division, a lot of times on the side where you're saying you're better than everybody else, it's a big ego deal, right? That's your ego talking. And what we have to do is we have to learn how to be humble. We have to learn how to not allow our excuses to create our limitations, right? You always say if you want to argue in favor of your limitations, you can keep your limitations. So I want you to think about those three areas. So we have the three enemies of success: doubt, delay, and division. And listen to the video from Brendan Bouchard because he breaks it down a little bit more. But I think it's something that we really need to think about, because as we're moving forward and we want to have that level of success, and a lot of people say, hey, this is common sense. That stuff we teach is not, rocket science. Yes, it's common sense, but how come it's not common practice? And if we want to have success, we've got to take the common sense and move it to common practice and have that consistency. All right, hopefully that helps. Everybody have a great day, be awesome, and help somebody.